They picked me up, put me in the back of that ambulance, and I heard the woman that was driving the ambulance say, call the helicopter, we're going to stat fly you to Louisville. Then I knew in my heart I was dying. I knew I was dying. They drove me down a few miles to the school, put me on the helicopter. They would not let none of my family fly with me. 20 minutes, we was landing in the University of Louisville Hospital. Most people, I tell this for a reason, most people that get hurt in our county are always flew to Nashville. Nashville's closer. Nashville's got a great trauma hospital, Vanderbilt. But for some reason, they flew me to Louisville. They flew me to Louisville, they got me in there in a little room, and I remember them doctors coming in, started jerking, cutting my clothes off, working, poking holes here, doing this, doing that, drawing blood, doing this scan. First thing they said, you never go walk again. We said, oh, that's nothing for Jesus. God can heal the cripples like that. You see, we got it wrong. Sometimes we try to make people think that their faith to have a miracle, some great supernatural thing you got to work out. But if you've got faith enough to have sin forgiven, you've got faith enough to have a miracle in your body. It's the same faith, brothers. So we said, well, that's not for God. That'll be fine. And I remember they was rolling me down to take another scan, and the doctor walked in the hall and said, stop! Don't move him no more. And all of a sudden, I began to vomit up blood onto the wall there in that little room I was in. Vomit up blood. I knew something was wrong. Last thing I remember, my mother coming to my bedside. She said, they're going to have to do a surgery. She said, your aorta. Anybody ever studied anatomy and nurse or nothing? They said, your aorta in your body, which is the largest artery in your body. They said, right below your heart, when you had that wreck, when it broke your back, your spine twisted around and ripped that thing in two. And now we don't know how to fix it. What? You don't know how to fix it? You're the best hospital in the country. How do you not know how to fix it? They said, because nobody ever makes it to the hospital with a severed aorta. They said, the moment you hit the ground, you should have bled to death in 3 minutes. We don't know why you're here. Honey, I know why I'm here. Because somebody prayed. Somebody touched. Oh, God. Somebody shouted amen. That's not a story of the 40s and the 50s, but that's the God that's here. That's the God that's right now in this church. That'll heal your body. But you gotta realize, matter don't matter. They said, your aorta's been ripped in two. They said, you should have bled to death in 3 minutes. We don't know why you're breathing, why you're still alive. Come on. Huh? This is not a God of history. This is a God that we serve. Yes. They said, we got an experimental surgery, we'll try. Said, it won't work. They said, ain't that always good when they say it's not going to work, we're going to try anyway? Then why are you going to try? See? They said, oh, we'll try something. You know why? They just want to get your money, but I ain't going to preach on doctors right now. They said, it won't work. But you see, we got an experimental surgery. We got a man in this hospital that's come up with an experimental surgery. We'll try. They said, we're going to take a human stent that's been harvested from some organ donor. We're going to cut it, and we're going to put that aorta back together. They said, but we got a problem. I had a problem. You see, I had the problems solved. That makes the problem seem a lot smaller. They said, the problem is, the aorta has to be the perfect size of his aorta. The stent has to be the exact to the centimeter, the diameter of his aorta, and it's got to be the right blood type. They said, by the time we find one in some hospital and they fly it to us, you'll bleed to death. But God, not a God that I just hear Granddaddy talk about. Not a God that we just hear the pastor, the evangelist, or the prophet talk about, but a God that wants to have a personal relationship with you, a God that wants to use you, a God that wants to live inside of you, a God that wants to talk to you. To their surprise, right there in that very hospital that they had flew me to, God had already